discussion, I think I can come up with something a little bit more interesting.
We can do another one. Let's do a quick one. Okay, quick episode talking with famous people. I'm host Eric. I'm here with Trenton Shirks. I'm here with host Zachary. I'm here with Sip Fiji. I'm here with Nande, and I think that's it at the moment. And the question was, how does the Adderall affect my NE? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Well, I think it makes me prioritize it over SI stuff a lot more. I think that in my restless moments, one thing that makes me extra restless is mess around me. And, like, I think I got more SI stuff done, more cleaning stuff done, more organizational stuff done when I'm off Adderall. So basically, I think it widens the number of the ratio. So whereas my gut feeling is that normally an ENTP operating without any medication, let's say as well raised or as healthily raised or as raised as undamaged as possible, would be at an 8-to-1 ratio. So about eight times as often, or eight times as many hours per day are they spending doing NE shit than are they doing SI shit. And my position on the Adderall is that increases probably to 12-to-1 or something like that. It's not necessarily good for you to do that, but it kind of is. If you got things structured right, you gotta have shit structured right. So right now I'm doing NE shit, but it still functionally has value. And it has lasting value.
If I was going to define in my life and how my medication affects NE, if I was going to define NE as just like the constant perceiving of new possibilities and associations with objective external stuff, it's turned down a lot when I take my medication. I'm a lot more contemplative.
Okay, what's this shit called?
Vyvanse.
Vyvanse. What's in?
Yeah, you can look it up.
What
It's
kind of
essentially the same thing as
amphetamines? What's inside of it? Like dextroamphetamine and amphetamine whatever and stuff like that?
It's like Lex something, I believe.
I'm sorry, say again?
It starts with it's like Lex something. I forget what it's called. Lex.
Does it have amphetamine in it?
Does it have what?
Amphetamine somewhere in the name?
Yeah. It's got lisdexamfetamine.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well look, ideally you want to not get the dex. Adderall has the dex in it, but it's not just the dex.
Okay.
But the dex is fine too. I don't like it as much.
Okay.
And I don't like the extended release as much as the short release.
Okay, I think the Vyvanse is essentially the same thing as the Adderall, except it was created in response to the abundance of people abusing Adderall. So this drug cannot be like snorted. It can't be like I'm not sure what else it can't have. But it's instead of being digested.
Oh, I took that
sure.
shit. Wait, is it monoxide? Wait, what's it called? Let me look it up. What other names is it called by? Did somebody have it up on the screen? Because it's hard for me to look shit up when I'm filming this, when I'm recording. It makes my computer super slow.
Other names, trade names are Tyvance, Elvance, Vinvance, Vyvanse.
What's generic? What's the generic name of it?
The generic name? Like the brand name?
No, the generic name. Like, the generic name for Tylenol is acetaminophen. You just gave me a bunch of...
lisdexamfetamine.
Say it again?
Lisdexamfetamine.
Lisdexamfetamine, huh?
It's amphetamine.
It's got amphetamine in it. But apparently it's like shittier Adderall. Sounds like. I would try to get real Adderall. What you do is, when you go to your psychiatrist or whoever it is that gives it to you, you say...
There's 100% D-amphetamine salts.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
So Adderall is a mixture of different types of amphetamine salts along with some D-amphetamine salts.
Right.
Whereas Vyvanse is 100% D-amphetamine, specifically.
Right, because the good...
Adderall is stronger with higher chance of bad side effects. Vyvanse is weaker but has a smaller chance of bad side effects.
Bad side effects. There's no bad side effects. Except all the ones I mentioned
wouldn't imagine.
earlier.
I've never had problems with like it's literally like when I take my ADHD medication. It's literally like you hear of the, I guess it's like mythical reverse effect, that the iconic, like when a child is like hyperactive and things like that, and they take it and they calm down. I wouldn't imagine that to be completely accurate, but it actually, in my case, I feel like it is. I really do calm down.
Well, here's why. It's because the problem is not. There's a mistake in thinking that ADD is going too fast somehow. That you have too short of an attention span. It's about the attention. That's not actually what ADD is about. It's a motivational issue. We are undermotivated to persist in things because we're constantly seeing other possible things we could be doing.
Exactly, yeah.
And so what Adderall does is it allows that NE to stretch out in time so that we see the possibilities the same way, but we persist in the behavior, which is mostly TI stuff, sometimes FE stuff like this. This is more FE, but this is a clear combo, right? Actually, this conversation is more TI. When we have a more sort of flat yucks and jokes and stuff, then it's more FE. But so it allows me to utilize NE effectively. It allows it to TI to stay on task long enough to actually put some of those NE ideas and possibilities to work, and generally makes life easier. What I've discovered, however, is last thing about this is that I do have my life structured right now that I can actually function pretty effectively without it. I was surprised, but I start going crazy.
Do you think it's almost impossible when you figure out, when you can acknowledge that your life is structured? Does it like bother you? Does it feel like you need to deconstruct it?
Well, when I say structured, I mean almost totally unstructured. That's how I structured it. I structured it so there's very
unstructuredly.
Few,
it's efficiently unstructured.
It means I get up each day, and most days I don't have anything I need to do or have to do or any idea what I'm going to do for most of the day.
Right.
Except for, like, I'll have a chunk of a few hours of work here, a few hours of work there. And then sometimes when things get close to big things, and maybe I have a big couple of days of work, or maybe even a big week of, like, hardcore work, maybe. But at least it's naturally occurring,
Right.
It's work that gets done because it needs to be done, and I wanted to get it done, and it matters, and stuff like that. There's nothing fake. Like, school's all fake, That's why I had so much trouble in school, because it just gave me fake shit.
Yeah, like I was always motivated to be more structured and get things done and have a schedule and complete the tasks at hand that needed to be completed. But I found that I was always really motivated to fix a problem, but as soon as I fixed it, I couldn't help but fuck it up.
Yeah, or you get really close to fixing it, and then you see the end, and it's like 1 inch away, and you go like, eh.
Exactly. Holy shit, yes. Oh my god.
And then you go, oh my god, Eric, why didn't you fucking just finish it? Why did you do that? Why? That mattered.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. You were so close to being done. And then you just had to get up and go.
I think the last like 10% is the hardest thing of any project. I feel like the closer you get to finishing is the harder it is. It feels like it's fucking impossible to finish. That's my experiences with finishing things. Even when I like... There was a time where I would like practice painting in Photoshop and stuff like that, and always near the very end is when it gets the most difficult to continue on, and I went to just do something else.
I would say I probably rush things to say, oh, it's done enough, it's done. I have something
interesting about the functions, I guess. I imagine, I've kind of at this point imagine the introvert and extrovert functions that kind of work almost in pairs, right? So like the INTP is pretty motivated to be organized and consistent in their daily life in terms of like SI, right? And so when you imagine they're more introverted, more into TI, they'd be using or trying to use SI as well with it. Just like an ENTP is when they're in full NE, they're attempting, or they're motivated to be more social and stuff like that with FE, but they usually just fuck it up, just like the INTP is more motivated to be more structured with SI, but they usually fuck that up with unorganization.
Yeah, I mean, that fucks up my relationships for sure. I don't know if it fucks up my FE per se. Like, I still feel as though even when my relationships get fucked up, that by and large, FE stuff is pretty successful for me.
Yeah, what I mean is like I guess when we're extroverted, we attempt to use our like an INTP when they're full on like TI and they're in that function, they will attempt to use their other introverted function SI, and they'll be motivated to be more organized and things like that. But they'll end up being disorganized, just like the ENTP. Like when I'm using NE and I'm like, I'd like to be social. I like to form some friends or something like that, and I attempt to use FE. I just end up just using it very terribly.
It's one of those things when we try to do it, we do it pretty badly.
Yeah.
You got to learn to let go and just kind of like let it happen.
I treated like most of my, I guess, relationships with people as like science experiments, and that wasn't good. That was bad.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. People don't like that. That's why we end up, I think, in general, becoming obsessed with loyalty. Because we know we
Yes.
require a lot of loyalty. We offer a lot of loyalty because we require a lot of loyalty. You know?
Yeah, I get to the point where there's like a line. Like I've been talking to this girl, she's an IFJ forever, and I keep pushing off commitment. But I know as soon as I cross that line, I'll be perfectly complacent in being committed to that person. But
She's
I'm
an
just like,
INFJ, you say?
yes,
If you're sure about it, pull the fucking trigger, dude. That's as good as you're
yeah,
gonna could hope for. I don't think I'm looking for an ISFJ, but I think you pull the trigger on that INFJ if you can get it.
yeah. I've been talking to her forever, and I just keep pushing off commitment. But I know as soon as I cross that line, I'll be perfectly fine. I guess like SI seems like it's even like going to a restaurant or something. I find myself having like two or three food items that I will stick with and I will not want to eat or consume anything else. And I feel like it's because my SI is so shitty that it will just find a way to be as least consciously used as possible. So it's like, here are two, three fucking things you like. Never use this again.
I go through periods of where I will eat one meal repeatedly for like a long time. Like I I went through a phase once where all I would eat was stir fry. Every meal was stir fry. I just peppers and onions. Like it was just that every fucking meal. Like
Was this recently?
this was like maybe earlier this year. I went through a phase last year where all I ate was popcorn for like a month. No joke.
Popcorn? Sweet Christ.
Yeah, I was like addicted to it.
Thanks for watching Talking with Fast People.